Hi everyone. I'm going to do a few problems from the unit circle problem set. So let's begin. We have here points A, B, and C are plotted on the unit circle. If you don't remember what a unit circle was, just a unit circle is basically, the basic definition is unit circle. It's a circle centered, center, okay, at the origin. And radius is 1. Oops, sorry. Radius of 1. Okay. So basically, this circle right here, the center of it is right at the origin, and any radius, okay, if you take any radius from the center to the circle, it's going to be 1. All right? So they're asking you, what are the coordinates? Which of the coordinates is equal to sine of 200? Well, if you remember, for any point on a unit circle, so I'll just pick a random point, okay? For any point on the random circle, and I don't know why it's doing this, but okay, so for any point on the unit circle, it's going to have an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate, okay? However, we can rewrite the x-coordinate or y-coordinate, or we can express it like this. We know that the x-coordinate can be represented using cosine of theta and sine of theta. Okay, so you're probably asking, okay, what's theta? Theta is the angle that's formed, okay, by this. Yeah, okay. that was pretty poor. Anyway, let me try that again. For some reason, this thing is lagging today. Okay, so imagine if I drew a radius from the point, and imagine if this was it actually hit the origin here. Okay, good. So if I were to draw a radius from the center to the point, the angle theta is formed by the x-axis and that line right there. Okay, so this is my angle theta right here. And I don't know why it's lagging like this today, but it's really, really lagging. There must be a lot of people on the internet. Okay, so it's this angle right here. Okay, and that's theta. Theta is just a variable, just like x. So when we're talking about angles, we usually use one of the most commonly used variables is theta. Okay, it's a Greek letter, and it's pronounced theta. Okay. Anyway, theta. All right. So again, we could express a coordinate as xy, or we can express it as cosine theta sine theta, which means cosine theta is my x coordinate, and sine theta is my y coordinate. Okay. So it says, which of the coordinates is equal to sine of 200? Well, if you remember, okay, the positive x-axis is 0, positive y is 90, correct? We always go counterclockwise. We count against the clock. So positive angles are formed like this, going around counterclockwise. So 0 is here. It's positive angles, and negative angles are formed by going clockwise, right? So since they're talking about 200, we got to go positive. So 0 and 90, and then this is 180, okay? And this is 270, and remember a full circle takes us all the way around to 360. Okay, there we go. Okay, so 0, 90, 180, 270, back around to 360. So when they ask us which of the coordinates here, A, B, or C, is equal to sine of 200, so as we can see, A is an angle between 90 and 180, B is an angle between 180 and 270, C is an angle between 270 and 300. So when they're asking for sine of 200, they're asking you which one of those three is the y coordinate, right? Sine is the y coordinate, right? Sine is the y coordinate of the angle 200. So can't be this. It's got to be this, right? Can't be A, can't be C. It's got to be B. So therefore, it's got to be the sine of angle B, right? So let's take a look at our choices here. So it's the y coordinate of B. So I think here's our choice. Okay, let's do another one. What is the value of the y coordinate of point A? Well, if you look at the points here, remember, the coordinate, this is a unit circle, so the radius is 1, so therefore this point right here, this point is going to be 1, 0, because it's on the x-axis. Okay. This point up here is 0, 1, because that's on the y-axis. This point is negative 1, 0. And then finally, this point down here is 0, negative 1. Oops. Okay, there we go. Negative 1. Oh, let me rewrite that. It's not clear. Okay. So this point is 0, negative 1. What is the value of the y coordinate at point A? Well, that's got to be negative 1, correct? Again, it's on the y-axis, so the x coordinate is 0, and it's a unit circle, so it's 1 unit from the center, which is going down, so it's negative 1. Oh, okay, and by the way, again, the x coordinate is cosine, right? This is cosine. This is cosine of theta. That's cosine. That's cosine. And remember, this is 270 degrees, remember? So we always count counterclockwise. So from 0, it's 90, 180, and then 270, correct? It's 270 degrees. So the x-coordinate is cosine of 270, and the y-coordinate is sine of 270, right? So let's see, where is sine of 270? It looks like it's right here. All right, and the last one. What is the value of the x-coordinate of point A? So this is 50 degrees right here. They give you the angle from the negative x-axis to A, right? And that's 50. This is 50 right in here. However, remember the angle is measured from the positive x-axis. So we have to take this much into account as well. We have to add, really don't know what's happening here. We have to add this much to the 50. So what is this angle here? Well, that's going to be 90 and 180, correct? That's 180 degrees that we have to add to the 50 to get the total measure of that angle. So we have to get the total measure all the way around this way. Okay? So 180 plus 50. So we have to add those two. All right? Which means the x-coordinates, so this 180 plus 50 gives us 180 plus 50 gives us 230. Okay, so it's 230 degrees, and they want the x-coordinate, so the x-coordinate is your cosine, right? So cosine of 230 degrees is our x-coordinate. They didn't ask us for the y-coordinate, but we could have just as easily given the y-coordinate, right? The y-coordinate is just the sine of 230 degrees. Okay. So, but they want the x-coordinates, so this is going to be our answer, right? So let's take a look. It's going to be cosine of 230. So I believe it is choice F. Okay, folks? All right.